Hey, bro, what are you drinking?
Oh, this? It's an Anthem Arjuna. What about you?
Just beer?
Oh.
This episode of Boys is brought to you in part by Anthem Brewing Company, located in the heart of Oklahoma City.
Check them out online at anthembrewing.com.
If it is an anthem,
It's just beer?
it's been 2 weeks since we recorded this new episode with Garett Fisbeck, and you went on a little vacation.
I did. The reason why we didn't record, I went to Las Vegas, Nevada for punk rock bowling. And it was weird in two ways. I mean, driving there, it's a bit of a fucking drive, that's for sure. Have you ever been in a car for 8 hours at a time? Or a 14-hour stretch or whatever, 16-hour stretch?
The longest I've been in a car in my adult life.
Well, you guys went to Colorado. That was a pretty long drive.
When Erica and I got married, we went on a vacation and actually got married in Colorado. Just no reason really. We just thought it'd be fun to do. And that was about 9 hours each way.
Straight. Yeah.
We went on the way there. We went through New Mexico, and it was really pretty. It's a little bit longer. On the way back, we went through Kansas, which is horrible.
Nothing there. It's flat.
Well, it's nothing but flatness and anti-abortion billboards.
Like say Jesus billboards.
Yeah. Which I know Jesus appreciates a good billboard, but they're so hateful and terrible. And when you're in a car for that long and that's all you're seeing for like 4 hours at a time.
It's maddening for sure. See, driving out there, I used to drive to California a couple of times a year there and back. So I knew that stretch up until you got to Nevada. I've never been to Las Vegas, my first time. So I drove to Albuquerque, pick up my buddy, then we go from Albuquerque there, driving up. It was much better with someone in the car with you, because that first 8 hours, I'm just like, what's going on? Like
okay, so the first 8 hours, you were by yourself.
By myself.
You picked up a friend.
In Albuquerque.
The second leg.
Yeah, crashed there, and then the second leg we drove straight to Vegas. And I was getting all excited, like, oh, the Hoover Dam. I'm going to get to see the Hoover Dam. No, you drive on it. You don't get to see shit. So
right.
Didn't get to see anything. So I get to Vegas, and like I'm expecting like...
Hey, hold on. Listen.
Is that a kitty cat?
That's a cat taking a shit.
Oh.
There's a litter box right behind you in that next room. And of course, the cat waits till we hit record to go in there and kick litter around.
I'm going to go shit on their podcast.
Well, he must have the same thing I do. I always get the jitters before we start recording, so I have to always take a pre-podcast dump.
Yeah.
And it usually happens about 5 minutes before the guest gets here. I get that little rumbling.
Did you do that? Well, I mean, we're just doing the intro.
Yeah,
we're used to each other.
I'm cool today, but usually, that happens. Anyways, so back to the Hoover Dam.
So I get there, like I'm expecting, like, again, never been. I'm expecting like that movie version of Vegas, where it's like tourists and dumb Hawaiian shirts and big ass drinks, but we stayed. Apparently, it was on the old strip, which is Fremont Street, with like Golden Nugget and all the old school casinos. It was still packed as shit. I was really surprised to see families there.
Like family vacations?
People with their kids, like kids.
Okay.
We got in a little early. We got in at like 5 p.m. Like, so I get it. Maybe it's have the kids out, and then nighttime, bye-bye, and they go gambling. But I'm pretty sure you can't have a kid inside of a casino.
I don't think so.
It was really weird.
You have to be 21 to go to a casino.
Yeah. It was weird. And then as soon as night, because we were like,
18.
it's not that busy. It's wasn't that bad. So we go bar hopping, and we saw that Joan Jett was playing a free show right next to our hotel. And we're like, we'll just walk back then. Walk back around 9, and it looked like fucking, like Walking Dead, just a shit ton of zombies all in one spot. It was insane. I never want to go back to Las Vegas. Like, it's definitely not my town.
I've never been, and I really don't have a desire to go there because I don't gamble. Did you gamble while you were there?
I mean, yeah.
A little bit.
I put like $20 here and there in a machine and lost it like quickly.
Right.
Yeah. But I ran into a buddy of mine, John from Old Man Markley, and he was at the Golden Nugget at the bar with one of his buddies. And this buddy puts in a $20 bill in one of those just tabletop slot machines at the bar, puts in $20 and wins like $1,500 immediately. Twice in a row.
Twice?
So, yeah. So it got me like, all right, well, tomorrow I'm going to try again. I put a 20 in and I lost it in like less than a minute.
Oh, that's the worst.
Terrible.
I've done a little bit of gambling, like the casinos here in Oklahoma, which if you're outside of Oklahoma and you're listening to this, casinos are a relatively new thing to our state.
Oh, yeah.
As is lottery, scratchers, Powerball, things like that. So yeah, when Riverwind, which is like, I guess most people would probably say it's the nicest casino or the biggest or at least the first,
More modern. I would say the most modern.
Right.
A lot of them are pretty shitty.
Yeah. So I went, and one of the first times I went, my dad and I actually, and my stepmom and some other people, we went to go see John Anderson, a country artist there, which was awesome. And we went and had a few beers, and my dad and I were having a real good time. And as we're walking out, I'm like, man, I'm gonna try this. Baby boy's first experience at the casino. And I had $100 and I had a little flip money. I had a little walking around money, and I go and here in Oklahoma, I don't know if it's the same in Vegas, but it's all like on a card. You don't put money in the machine. You use cards. That
was the cool thing about Vegas, is I was expecting that. Like, I got to go somewhere and get a card and then I have to swipe it. Nah, dude, just put your cash in. When where we were in the old strip, like a lot of the casinos still had a shit ton of, like, they called them vintage Vegas games, like games that have been there since the 1960s and 70s. So they had like quarter slots in them.
Right.
And it was just archaic as fuck, but I loved it. It was awesome. Those games were fun.
Like if you were to win, it would actually shit out a bunch of quarters, into like the popcorn bucket or whatever. Yeah. That's cool. My headphones keep going out. So yeah, we did that. That was really fun. But I learned that night that I'm not a gambler because I won a little bit. I didn't win $1,500, but I got up to like $300 or $400. But I had some booze, and but before I knew it, I lost all of that and the $100 I came in with because I had that. I got bit, and I was like, "Keep going. This is your first time. You're gonna win." And I got a little cocky.
Yeah.
And now I was out $100.
That's the thing. That's how that goes, man. Like, I was noticing that when I was playing, I'd put 20 in, and then it'd go down to like 10, and then it would go from 10 up to like 30. And then 30 to like 60, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing great. Just keep going. I'm got up to like $100, and I was like, I can do better. I can do more than $100.
Right.
And then I would just started doing max bet, and max betted my way down out of all of it. Like, that's just how that works.
Man, these kiddies are really screwing things up. We usually lock them out of the room. My wife has 2 cats, and they're great sometimes, but
yeah.
And now we're joined by Olivia. Hi, Olivia.
Hello.
Anyways, so I've never been to Vegas.
I don't suggest going.
A lot of people, too many people, too many people, too many things going on.
So, some people love it. It was, I mean, like I said, I've just said it like a bunch of times on the podcast, but going to LA, like, there's just too many people. There were too many people in a very small space.
Right.
Like, there was a moment where you couldn't move. Like, that's that packed on the street that you literally can't move until someone moves, and you just kind of wiggle with them.
Oh. And see, when I get into environments like that, even the local casinos, you get in there and all the sounds are going and the lights are going, and
pumping oxygen in there and making you feel all weird.
Yeah, and I kind of get this weird like sensory overload feeling where I get overwhelmed and like kind of almost like dizzy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if do they do that on purpose? Like, do they overload you like that on purpose?
I think it is. I think it's either to keep you in like a jovial state,
right,
or to distract you from the fact that they're taking all of your money.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
If it wasn't for that festival, I wouldn't have gone. The festival was awesome. Like, I saw Descendants. I've never seen Descendants play. Buzzcocks played, and I was thinking like, okay, I'll go sit down. I mean, they're old guys. They're not gonna really, dude. They slayed. Like, they were so awesome.
I saw a bunch of photos on Instagram, and I actually even searched or browsed the punk rock bowling hashtag since I knew you were there. And yeah, it seems like these old dudes still got it.
Oh, it was amazing.
And that's cool.
Yeah, it was. And there were so many people. By the time we got there, I found out, I ran into some friends from Oklahoma there who had been there for I got there Saturday night, and they got there Tuesday, and they weren't leaving until the next Wednesday. So apparently the shows started on Saturday night. Saturday, Sunday, Monday night were the big shows, but they had club shows from Tuesday to Tuesday.
Wow.
Like that's who the fuck?
I didn't know punk rock bowling was so big. I've heard that name.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a 1 or 2 day deal.
It was big, but it wasn't like I was expecting like like a Warped Tour kind of a festival where there's like multiple stages. It was just one stage. There were 3 bars, like outdoor kind of bars, and a bunch of like merch tent booths that were ridiculously cheap.
Cool.
Like you can buy T-shirts for $5 and like patches for like $5 for it. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
It was like a flea market.
That's awesome.
For punk rock flea market.
And I'm sure there were some good people watching.
Oh yeah, some really good people watching. You see, I mean, just drunk dads there by themselves, and then drunk dads with their kids, and like teaching their kids how to mosh in the back. Like that was kind of cute to see, like little 3-year-olds running around with like their own little denim vests with like Misfits patches on it and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you got a wide swath of people for sure.
Cool. Well, yeah. So on this episode, we're joined by Garett Fisbeck, and yeah, he's a musician first and foremost, a photographer secondly, and
all around cool dude.
He is cool. I don't know Garett very well, but I felt like throughout this episode I got to know him really well.
Oh yeah,
and it was funny because he was nervous. A lot of people are. They come over and they see the microphones and the headphones, and they're like, oh God. Like what? I have to be entertaining,
Yeah.
And I think he did a great job. And
he was great.
We had some interesting stories as far as like the dirt biking and shit like that.
Oh, talking about punk rock and that kind of stuff.
Well, and this is a pretty fast paced episode. I feel like we covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time. I know. Again, trying to get back into the swing of podcasting and meeting new people. It's like one of my things that I try to work on is to like take a pause and not talk over people.
Sure.
Well, this episode's the opposite of that because we were all having a really good time.
Oh yeah, it was a great conversation. Yeah, hopefully you can make out what we're saying and kind of laugh along with us.
Yep. And the band, his main band now is a band called CRUTCH, and it's pretty intense. We talk about that and the lyrical content and things like that. And so yeah, here's Garett Fisbeck.
I'm really preoccupied with the way everything sounds right now, though. It's like really nice.
What do you think?
Clear.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. It does sound very crisp.
So
so much that I'm not even paying attention to anything you're saying.
That's okay.
It'll be fine.
Most guests don't, So yeah, you pulled up to do the show tonight. By the way, this is episode 7.
7.
And you pulled up and I was like, hey, that guy's got the same car that I do. And I was like, hey, that's cool because before I bought my Sonic, I never saw them. And now that I drive one, I swear I see them constantly.
I kind of feel the same way.
Do you enjoy your Sonic? Did Josh
do.
tell you this podcast is all about cars?
No.
Oh, this is car cast.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. No.
This is gonna be very bad.
No.
I went from driving this huge truck to this tiny little car, and like I love it, except for when you're driving down the highway and there's like a huge semi that like it's a little scary there.
But man, think about the gas mileage.
Dude, the savings. Let me just tell you about the savings. I went from spending, remember when gas was like almost $5 a gallon?
I do.
What, a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I went from spending, I keep a spreadsheet of everything I spend. I went from spending like $400 to $500 a month on gas to
what the fuck?
Less than
100?
Yeah.
Around 100?
So, yeah. Well, see, I got to pay a lot for mine. Like you said, with getting a new car, mine's a new old car. I have a 77 Mercedes 300 ST turbo diesel. No big deal. It's awesome.
Car talk.
Car talk. No, but I got it, and you don't see those on the road a lot. I mean, our buddy Danny has one, and I fucking loved it. And I found it on Craigslist, bought it, and then I started driving around, and then I started noticing there's just old Mercedes fucking everywhere. I work in Edmond, so they're everywhere. But I always get that wave, like, oh hey. You're in a Mercedes. I'm in a Mercedes.
Are you talking about like
some weird club?
The Wave?
The Wave. Well, there's two different waves. The Edmund Wave is more of like a full hand, like a half cocked, like hi. And then there's the Southern Wave, the small town wave. Where did you grow up?
I went to high school in Blanchard.
So did you get the one of these waves? How's it going?
Like if you're riding in the
that's
car,
a little effeminate, I feel like.
But you're driving. You're doing it like.
That's I don't know. That was a staple of Choctaw.
If this was a
listeners
video
can't see
podcast, you'd have
any of
noticed it's your hand. It's not a video. So your hand's on the wheel, like let's say at noon, and you just put all four fingers
and
up.
just like two fingers.
Two fingers, mostly 2 fingers, like a wave, and just being
You can go off.
just being courteous.
Yeah,
That kind of shit.
or all. I've seen all.
I've seen all. Yeah.
I do that. That's just like a cool guy move.
And dude, yeah, it happens. It happens so rarely these days. I think that's it's really nice when that happens. When small shit like that happens, like, oh, there's some nice people in the world.
I feel like a lot of things like that are just kind of dying off. Just like courtesy. Like if you pass someone in an aisle in a store, I usually say hi to them. I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Really?
Yeah. Well,
that's not me. But
really?
Yeah, but I'll like hold the door open for people.
That's
anybody,
good.
not just like women.
But dude, is there a little part of you that gets a little pissed when they don't go thanks?
Yeah, a little bit.
But that happens a lot.
Or you're sitting in traffic in your Sonic or your Mercedes,
Sure,
and you let somebody out, and they don't give you the what's up.
Yeah,
the side.
thanks, the thank you wave.
I just want to be acknowledged,
Yeah,
just a little bit.
yeah. Don't just like I mean, you got to return the favor with a little bit of courtesy.
It makes the world go round.
Well, and speaking of, on the way to work this morning, so I'm driving along in my 2013 Chevy Sonic in Arctic White and Blizzard White, and I noticed there's this girl, like this woman, I shouldn't say girl, but a woman in scrubs, and she's just riding my ass in a Chevy Cobalt, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was going over the speed limit, I wasn't in the fast lane, she could have went around, no big deal. So then she like goes around me. And I'm just like, you fucking bitch, you know, like, and I have really dark windows, so she didn't see me, because if she could, I wouldn't have done that. But so then she's riding the person's ass beside me, and then she almost causes a wreck, and then I see her hand fly out of the sunroof and flip the dude beside her off.
That's sick.
And I thought, dude, that bitch has balls, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do that. I don't.
No.
I don't flip people off.
No.
My wife does. My wife, we're driving in my car or her car. Again, welcome back to Car Talk.
Yeah.
And she's just flipping people off, and she says the funniest shit too.
Yeah, what was that? You told me one story. I can't remember what she called the person, but I was laughing for weeks because they're popping in my head.
One of her big pet peeves is if you're in a right lane, turning right into a gas station or any kind of entrance, it doesn't have to be a gas station. If somebody takes a long time and creeps in there.
Yeah, that's my biggest one too.
Annoying. And she, as we pass, my wife so eloquently yells, "Get out of the way, you fuck queen!"
Jesus, that's sick.
And I was like,
What does that mean?
is that a put down or is that a compliment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it that way, yeah.
The queen of fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Manson. He was the god of fuck.
Who's god of fuck?
And the other day, or not the
Wait,
other
Marilyn
day.
or Charles?
Marilyn.
Okay.
I know too much about Marilyn. But then go back a little ways, and there was this woman crossing the street, and I'm just going to put it bluntly. She looked like a lesbian.
Okay.
And she was taking forever to walk across the street. And my wife goes, "Move it, you floppy-footed lesbian!" And I was like, what?
Was she wearing flip-flops?
She was wearing like Ronald McDonald clown shoes.
Okay. Or was she
Anyways.
wearing like the swimmers web?
What are those called?
Are those called what are the floppers?
Flippers?
Flappers? Flippers. That's what they're called. Have we introduced our guest yet?
No.
Oh,
Okay. This is
He's not
episode,
paying attention.
episode 7. Like we said, our guest is Garett Fisbeck. Hi.
hello.
Welcome to the show.
And I don't know if Josh kind of explained the premise of the show, but, basically it's how did we get to where we are right now? So, we don't know each other very well. I mean, I know of you.
Yeah.
I've seen your bands, I mean, we know we're not friends, but
It's
we're
the perfect recipe for a good interview.
okay, good. Because that's why I was like, when we were thinking about our first season of guests, so to speak, I was like, I want Garett on because I don't know him. I want to get to know him better.
Sick. Yeah.
And I didn't know that much about you, other than the band stuff. And so I was
Dust
like,
House connection.
yeah, pretty much. And I think, we played, my old band played with your old band, here and there over the years. And yeah, I just wanted to have you on and talk about you. So go ahead. No, just
All right.
No, so you said you were raised in Blanchard.
I moved to Blanchard when I was 15.
Oh, okay. So where
Yeah.
were you raised? Going back.
I was raised in Chino, California, Southern California.
Oh, shit.
kinda-
Till you were 15?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh, it sucked.
Yeah.
Now that you ask. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I've never been there. I've never been that
Blanchard?
far west. No, California.
Oh, right.
I lived in LA for 2 days.
2 days?
No, sorry, 2 weeks. And then I moved because it was fucking sketchy.
Well, I was gonna say, if you lived there for 2 days, is that really living there?
No, I
or-
lived there for like 2 weeks. No.
Okay.
I mean, that's still-
even living there?
No, I slept on a person's couch who was 35 years old. And at the time, I was like 24.
Sketch.
And I get woken up at like 8 or 9 in the morning, and the dude has two. This is not even us off topic, but he has two
You're
40
still in the
ounces.
spotlight, dude.
He has two 40 ounces taped to his hands, and he's like, "Hey, bro, Edward 40 hands." And I'm like, it's like 9 in the morning.
Is that how they do it in Chino?
Not that I recall.
No. Well, I mean, you were what? 13, 14?
15.
15. Well, up to 15.
Mm-hmm.
How old of a guy are you, Garrett?
I'm 25.
Okay. So you're growing up in Chino.
Sure.
What is there to do there? What were you into when you were a kid, man?
I mean, Chino's just kind of like a suburb of like, I want to say like a suburb of LA, but it's like an hour southeast or southwest of LA. What's to do there? Nothing in the
What
suburb.
were you into when you were growing up?
What was my family was big into like dirt bike riding.
As was mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Grew up with like the Kawasaki and
Yeah.
you know, went there was a place here in Midwest City where we go. My dad raced and I was just more I just went and putted around, you know.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't competitive.
We
or
were much
anything.
more leisurely.
Yeah?
The leisure of a family.
Like back,
Yeah.
Did you have your little two-stroke?
I did.
All right.
God, this is gonna be a great interview.
Of course it is. It's going great so far.
The last Beck I had was like a YZ85. That's how young I was,
Okay.
I guess. That was like a Yamaha, two-stroke, two-wheel dirt bike.
Got handlebars.
Yeah, we were like the kind of family, you know. We every weekend we went to Glam. You ever heard of Glamis? Glamis?
Mm-mm.
It's like, I think like the proper name for it is the Imperial Sand Dunes in
Okay,
Southern
yes.
California.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know
that was
of
like our
that.
spot. Yeah.
Okay. And so you took the bikes out there
Took
as a
them.
family. Like, were there multiple bikes?
Oh yeah, we all had our own bike.
That's tight. So no
Yeah.
sitting on a sand dune waiting for your turn.
No, absolutely not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a Kawasaki. The last motorcycle I had was I started off on this tiny little yellow and black Yamaha 50. It was like a little peewee bike.
Yeah.
And then I graduated, and I remember my dad checked me out of school one day. I was probably 11, 12, and he checked me out of school, and I was like, what's going on? I thought, did somebody die in my family? Like, this never happens. So he came and picked me up, and he wouldn't tell me where we were going. And I was like, oh, God, am I dying? Is there a surprise dentist appointment I don't know about? And he takes me to the dealership and is like, I'm buying you this, and like presented me this brand new Kawasaki KX80.
Wow.
And dude, I fucked that opportunity up big time. I was scared of it because I was used to my little 50, and I was kind of a shrimp when I was like younger. So I bought it, and man, like I went from like ripping through trails and like hurting myself on my 50 to when I got this one, like I know I let my dad down. I know I did. You know what I mean? Like, I spent all this money. I thought you were going to be the next like Robbie Reynard or whoever.
Right.
And I totally, like, I was like, I like to draw.
That's funny. I always like wanted to get into racing, but it just never happened. It was like too expensive or something.
Ripping the dune sounds pretty sweet.
That
It
does
was
sound pretty
tight.
fun.
Yeah.
Do you still rip dunes?
No, like when we moved to Oklahoma, we just kind of stopped. It
Yeah?
was weird because it was like all we did growing up.
You know,
And then we moved to this new place and just completely stopped.
we have some pretty bitchin' sand dunes, I've heard.
I've heard.
here.
Yeah, I haven't been there.
I've never been either. Maybe we should rip some dunes.
What are they called?
Little Sahara.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sahara. That's such an Oklahoma.
Do you think you could? Do you think you could thrash some dunes? How long's it been
I
since you've been
don't
on a
know.
bike?
10 years, man.
Fuck.
10 fucking years.
Okay, so let's fast forward, Garrett.
Okay, sure.
So you move here.
Okay.
So what makes a family move from California to Blanchard, Oklahoma?
Right?
Is what I want to know.
I don't know. They had been talking about it for a while before we did it. We had family out here, and they just kind of, I don't know, for whatever reason, they were real down on California at the time. I guess just the amount of people and just how like stressful it is to live in a place like that. I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, like my dad spent like all of his work days in traffic, you know,
Right.
that kind of thing, and that's
Yeah.
they just wanted to get away from that kind of stuff.
Well, it's
So
funny
here I am.
because like there's a little bit of traffic here in Oklahoma City, like, you know, rush hour.
Nothing like Southern
No.
California.
Like stand still for hours.
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
That's all I've heard. I've never been there.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
a parking lot. It's a It's bad.
And that fucking sucks. Like if you worked 8 hours and have to sit
yeah,
in traffic
yeah.
for 3 after
and,
work.
you know, my dad works at like he's an air conditioning tech, so he has to like drive from point A to point B to point C all day. And you know,
Constant
it's
traffic.
a shitty place to have to drive around
Yeah.
all the time.
So they just had enough. And they said
Just like that
Oklahoma.
Alkaline Trio song.
Blanchard. Yeah.
Or like that the Goldfinger song.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck LA.
Fuck LA.
Anyways, that
I don't like ska.
show my age. So they said enough of Chino, California. We're going to Blanchard, Oklahoma.
Yeah, yeah. My aunt and uncle live in Newcastle, which is
Okay.
like in the Tri-City area.
The big three.
And we happened to move to Blanchard. Yeah, because of a nice golf course that's there.
Okay.
So we lived on a golf course.
That's kind of tight.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to feel like safe, right? Like
Yeah,
I am on a golf course. What course. What could happen?
Yeah.
Right.
So did you transition and like did you play guitar and music when you lived in California?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I started I was like way into punk by the time I was moving to Blanchard.
Well, you're there. You're in like the hub, the epicenter of
I mean, like I wasn't like involved in any kind of scene or anything.
He was
Okay.
throwing shows.
Yeah.
I
At
don't
the
know, man.
dunes.
I mean, like me and my friends had like a band, and we played like.
back porches.
No, we didn't even play shows. We just like got together and like played like little shitty riffs that we wrote and like
Oh, cool.
some like covers and maybe not. I don't even think any covers. Like I think we had like 3 riffs that we wrote
Yeah.
and we just played them over and over for
Cool.
hours
It-
and
but-
never moved past that.
Isn't it funny though how entertaining that was as a kid? Like you would
Yeah,
play
yeah.
those riffs for 3
yeah,
hours.
I mean, like playing music with other people was like it was new and fun, and I don't know. I didn't have the skills to do anything more than like play a few things.
Yeah. Well, it's like going back, like Josh and I have known each other since we were like 14.
Yeah.
And we both started kind of playing music around that time, I would say. And I remember getting together with Josh in my parents' garage, and Josh was dating this girl at the time, and of course it was like, dude, she should sing for us. A girl in the band, how cool is that?
I
And
was
so
like 15, 16.
you were whipped too, man.
I was
You were
a
just
little
like,
whipped. I was-
Already?
yeah. So
I was a lover, man.
we throw a practice. I don't even know what that means. We throw a practice.
Through a practice gig.
Yeah, threw a practice gig for the cats, and
Mike over the garage door.
we didn't have mic stands. So
Oh, we didn't have mics. We didn't sing.
Oh,
Yeah.
so see,
So you
California,
were way ahead of
California,
where I was.
Yeah.
California ain't shit, man. We had
Yeah.
mics. We had mics with no stands. Sorry, my headphones are going crazy here. You guys okay still?
Mhm.
Okay.
We would throw the mic cable over the garage door track and hang it down and like try to like tape it in a way that would make it stick out, you know?
Right.
And it was
Plug it into like a keyboard amp or whatever.
run it through the PV.
Yeah.
Run it through the crate, whatever it was, you know? And then, yeah, even going back further than that, though, I remember jamming with friends when one of my friends got a bass and he didn't even tune it. He didn't even know, you know, just literally just starting out.
It's primitive.
And then, you want to hear more primitive?
Yeah.
His brother would take his father's drums, like the shells, no hardware, because his dad drummed for this local church. So every Sunday he'd bring his drums home and put them in the garage. So he would space the drums out on the concrete floor
Oh my God.
and just hit them.
That's sick.
It was so tribal, bro.
Yeah.
Man, like Soulfly didn't
really
have shit on
DIY.
us. Yeah. it was literally DIY. Like you couldn't do it more yourself. So yeah, so you're jamming, you're practicing, writing riffs, like writing hit
We're in
after
Southern
hit.
California right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Did a lot of that.
Nothing, no band back there. Just.
I mean, like there was like a group of people that like got together and made noise, but
okay.
I wouldn't call it a band. No.
No, are we talking noise in like, you know?
Oh no, I mean we just like, you know, I don't know. I didn't come to fruition until I was very like I was probably like a junior and senior in high school before I was like comfortable writing songs and stuff.
Okay, so a few years later.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's decent, I would say.
That sounds pretty standard. I mean, like when we started, like you said, 14, 15 is when I picked up a guitar and drums at 13
Yeah.
and played by myself, playing along to like
Right.
Green Day. And I'm not talking like, you know, this is...
You're talking the
American
real
Idiot,
shit.
This
right?
is like 1995, so I'm talking like...
Wait, the
Yeah.
play?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good musical, man. No, it's
Musical.
not. musical. You start doing that and play by yourself, and then it's probably around June. Well, sophomore, junior year, you start forming the band,
Right.
and you start playing. Did you guys play shows like when your bands that you formed in like high school level? Did you play shows?
In high school, when I first got to Blanchard, I started playing like just with a dude that I met who played drums, and like we just like got together and like played cover songs, like just whenever, just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we did that for like probably 2 years before we started like writing our own stuff.
Yeah.
What
I
kind
don't know.
of
I just didn't know how to do it.
what kind of covers we talking? Like
No Effects, Rancid.
Yeah. The goods.
Pennywise was a big one.
okay,
Yeah.
so like classic punk /
Southern-
pop
yeah,
punk,
yeah,
Southern
SoCal
Cal,
punk,
yeah.
I mean,
So you brought a little
not so
piece
much with
of
the Rancid
SoCal
and the No
with ya.
Effects, but the Pennywise was a big one.
Okay,
Southern California.
you brought it with you.
Yes.
Brought it.
Absolutely.
I planted the seed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
so let's fast forward a little bit here. What was your first gig or first memorable gig or experience? What was the band called? What kind of strings did you have on
Are
your
we talking like
guitar?
original music or like cover songs? or,
Whatever.
like-
The first thing that was like this.
I played
this-
some like weird like cover sets in Blanchard with that dude that I was just talking about.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I wouldn't consider those like a real gig though.
Right.
I don't know.
Because it wasn't original.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was the?
The first original
Yeah.
one? Okay, let's see. The first original one was in June of 2008 at the OKC Info Shop with Seasick.
Oh, the info shop. I remember that.
That was
Yeah.
the name of your band?
No,
What was your band?
that's who we played with. My
Okay.
band was By the Throat.
Tough.
So, okay, speaking
Fucking
of
badass, dude.
Speaking of By the Throat, I saw a picture you posted on Facebook, or may have been tagged in, and it was By the Throat playing what looked like a back porch, right?
Oh, that was a park, like
A park?
yeah,
And you were like this little tiny little 15-year-old
Yeah,
playing
it
a
was so cute,
Stratocaster,
for sure.
right?
yeah. I still have that Stratocaster.
Yeah.
Is it the green one?
Yeah, I
That-
still
that's
play
a-
that thing.
That's a sweet guitar.
I play that in Filaments. I love that.
Oh, is that the
guitar.
one you play in Filaments? That's
Mhm.
awesome. So
Yeah.
you can never...
Agave green, I believe.
Oh, it's seafoam green.
That is aged?
Wait, no, sage green.
Sage green. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, it's not quite seafoam.
No, absolutely not.
Sage.
And that's probably the
Ooh.
guitar you'll never let go of, right?
No, that's like I got that guitar when I was 13
See,
years old.
I know a handful of dudes who have that, and I fucking hate myself. Although
because you sold all your shit when you were a
sold
kid.
all my shit. Well, here's the thing though, but the shit that I had when I was a kid was dog shit. Like I never
Oh,
had
yeah,
a
yeah.
Fender
Well, I
Stratocaster.
mean-
I had like
like-
a Squire Bullet, maybe.
Oh yeah. I had a Squire like that I got when I was 12 years old or something, 12 or 13, and I lucked out because my dad he dropped something on it and like put 2 huge gouges in like the front of the body,
Mm-hmm.
and he felt really bad. And they bought me like a Mexican Fender, for Christmas that year. So
Okay.
Upgrade.
I lucked out for sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't have that Squire for like more than a year. I don't think.
well, I'm the same way.
I'd
Like
probably still have that Squire if I didn't.
I,
Look it up.
I'm a gearhead. I love collecting and buying and selling and flipping. And I wish I would have hung on to the greats. The ones that got away
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've had several.
You
that
had tons of fucking really badass
I made a
guitars.
list, and the thing is, I suck. That's the bad thing, Garrett. It's like I'm a shitty guitar player, but I love
I feel
guitars.
the same way
He's a
for sure.
fan
I
of
feel
the-
the same way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're great. You're probably way better. You want to fucking riff, dude? Let's do it. No, I'm just kidding. The worst
my
podcast
gun's a
ever,
Fender?
dude. The worst podcast ever.
Let's fucking just rip.
3 dudes just playing over each other, talking over each other.
Not even the same key.
No.
I think it'd be great.
Put them in different tunings,
Yeah.
man. Like, anyways, but yeah, like I call them the ones that got away.
Yeah.
And there are several. There have been ones recently that I'm like,
Like what's the one that you regret the most?
to be totally honest, this is going to be kind of a weird one because it's not really even my style of guitar. But I bought this Made in America Charvel.
Oh, sick.
It really was seafoam green,
Yeah.
and it was a Strat style, like a Super Strat.
Was it the San Dimas?
It was a SoCal.
SoCal. That's right.
But it was a SoCal. And the only difference between the SoCal and the San Dimas is one of them has a
Pick
pick
guard,
guard. Which
yeah.
one has the pick guard?
The SoCal.
SoCal.
Okay, well then mine was a San Dimas,
God,
but
we
they
know so much about Charvels.
added a pick guard.
Yeah.
So it was like this hybrid. And it was seafoam green with the flat black pick guard, the flat black knob, original Floyd Rose, maple bird's eye neck.
And you got rid of this shit.
First of all, I got it for a fucking song. I paid $400 for it. American made with the hard shell case and everything.
Yeah.
Dude, this guitar ripped. I actually bought it back when I was in Purple Church, and I tried so hard to play it in the band, but like it just didn't. I ended up playing that Jazzmaster instead that's sitting over there. But
that's really nice.
It's a Mexican made, man. Yeah, it's got some stickers, got a couple of pickups on it, strings.
I've always wanted a
talk.
Jazzmaster.
And but yeah, I had this Charvel, and I was like, dude, this is fucking badass. And then like 2 months later, I was like, I don't really play it. I could make a few $100 on it. I sold it, and that's always what gets you. I could have like a few $100 for this next week. Yeah, what are you gonna do with that few $100? You're gonna piss it away.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're gonna spend it away. You're gonna drink away
or smoke it away.
Yeah, Robbie and I were talking about kind of the same thing like a week ago, drinking beers and watching MMA fights.
That's what we do now.
And I was telling him about your story, how you wanted was it a Jackson? That slime Jackson. Like, I want one, and I found one. And you're like, fuck, I gotta buy it, and you did.
That second I bought it,
and then you immediately sold it.
I had it for less than a day, and I sold it.
How did it sound?
I didn't even plug it in. I just regretted spending like $700, $700, whatever I spent on that. No, it was less than that.
I thought it was like $350 or something.
Yeah, but still, like I didn't have a whole lot of money at the time.
It looked tight though.
I don't know. I got it and I played it and I was just like,
Didn't have weren't the humbuckers like white with like
they're
red?
Green.
Ooh.
Oh no, it was slime green guitar with pink pickups.
Oh my god,
pickups. Yeah, dude, it
was beautiful,
rad.
but I mean, it just didn't. I don't know. It just wasn't what I was expecting. You know.
Well, number one, that's when you know, and I've done the same thing. That's when you know it's an impulse buy when you don't even plug it into an amp.
No.
And secondly,
it was a low point in my life.
But dude, seems like a high point to me. I have this affinity for 80s guitars, and I'm not talking the super pointy extreme bullshit, but like super strats are fucking sweet.
They're so cool.
And that Charvel, going back, it was like the first guitar that I had. I was like, dude, this Floyd Rose actually fucking stays in tune.
Yeah, that's tight.
It had the all black hardware. It was beautiful. And I made $400 on that guitar or whatever. I'm like,
Charvels
dude,
are so nice.
I got rid of that shit. I will never have one of those again.
Yeah.
Ever. But I'm constantly trolling Craigslist.
It's weird that you
Reverb.
bring that up because like I've been thinking about buying a SoCal. I've been really thinking about it.
I'll tell you who introduced me to that was Daniel Weaver.
Yeah.
He had that blue one.
Yeah, he had Chud, right?
Chud, yeah. And I think he even played it at the beginning of Power Pyramid. I'm pretty sure
he still has it, yeah.
But I saw that and I was like, I was at one of their shows. I think they played 10 Pen is where it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, that's a pretty sweet guitar. It's kind of metal, but
it's pretty metal for sure.
But and then
it's
of course
just so ignorant looking. I love it.
Well, I went straight to eBay and I was like, I'm gonna look.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for a couple days, and I was like, eventually I was like, one popped up, and I was like, oh, it will be mine.
Yeah,
you know, I had to have it, and then I had to sell it.
Have you ever played one? They're so nice.
I've played one.
They're like Cadillacs.
Yeah, very, very briefly. Had it for about, I don't know, a month.
Yeah.
Played it.
Oh, you bought one and then sold it?
Well, that's the thing I'm telling you. I bought that Charvel, on eBay. Yeah, but I was like, I like my Jazzmaster.
Oh, so this was when you were like a competent adult.
Yeah, this was 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm old, man. So that, you know, but yeah, that was the one that got away. What was your one that got away?
Gibson Marauder.
Oh shit, dude!
Like for real? Like
I bought it at Guitar Center for $500 used.
No.
I played 2 gigs with Euclid Crash with it, and then I was broke as fuck, and I was like,
That's what the dude in Superchunk plays.
Yeah.
Sweet guitar. I think the dude from Dead Meadow plays one too, like their second guitar player or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome.
One of the Kiss guitar players endorsed it. Like
also Sum 41, you played a Gibson Marauder too.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a fun fact for me.
Well, and that's all the more reason to keep it.
I know, man. Hey, in too deep, buddy.
So yeah, so you bought this guitar, didn't plug it in, fucking sold it.
Did you make money on it?
No, no. I sold it for what I bought it for.
Rob, I feel like you and I should teach a tutorial.
No, I wanted to get rid of it as quickly as I could.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew I made a mistake.
So it was guilt.
Yeah, absolutely. It was buyer's remorse. Absolutely.
Could have waited out and flipped it for something.
Did you buy it on Craigslist or did you buy it online?
eBay.
Right? How do you know? How did you answer that so quick?
I sent
He
him
bought
the
it on
link.
eBay.
I think it was
No,
Reverb.
I
wasn't it?
sent him the link
No, it was
to
Reverb.
it. Was it Reverb?
Reverb.
Because he was talking about wanting one. He sent me like a picture of it, and I'm like, all right. And I started looking on Reverb like this. He goes, damn it. And then like maybe like half an hour later, I get like a text message. Yeah, he's like,
$5,000. When you put it that way, that sounds horrible.
yeah, but, $500. That's hilarious though.
My other one that got away, and this kind of ties in with the being presented the dirt bike when I was a kid. So I started taking guitar lessons when I was 14. I took lessons for maybe 6 months, and it was a total waste of time. All I did was like show up to practice to my guitar instructor, and who was an awesome dude, and he knew that
Jenkins?
Jenkins. But I would bring a tape. Hey, I dubbed this Bush song off the radio. Can you teach it to me?
Oh.
And after about 2 months of this, he was like, Robbie, all of these songs can be played with these 2 simple notes that you can move anywhere up and down the neck.
That's the secret, man.
Yeah. And that's where I kind of quit taking lessons. Cause I was like, okay,
absolutely. But I'm the same way.
Bar
For sure.
chords. I learned a few open chords. I learned like one scale.
I didn't even learn a scale.
The major
That's
blues.
fancy.
lessons?
For a little bit, yeah.
See,
I didn't get
never
very far.
I've never taken lessons on anything.
I felt like once I learned the power chord.
Yeah. Once I learned the power chords,
Dude,
I was
you're done.
I was done.
But see, I taught myself the power chord. I didn't even know what it was. Like I had an acoustic guitar, and that's all I had. And I would listen along to like Offspring and Green Day and Pennywise and all this shit, and I would like, what are they playing? And I probably wasn't even playing it right because it wasn't even tuned properly. Mm-hmm. So I'm playing one finger. Okay, there's that. And then I think it was Brian Moon who taught me how to play a power. He's like, you just put the other one
you
right
need
there,
somebody
man.
to show
like,
you. Yeah. I just didn't have anybody to show me, so I had to pay for it.
But when you learn that, when you figure that out, your whole world changed. Like
I still only play.
Well, think
Mostly.
think of
power
how many
chords.
bands that's all they do. Like NoFX is all fucking power chords.
Yeah, but they got
And octaves. There's no octaves.
Hefe can do some pretty sweet leads.
Oh,
They drop one note.
Well, okay, everything up to one Hefe joint. Everything up to like White Trash Two Hebes is. Well, no, they had those 2 really good metal dudes that played
Yeah,
for this.
yeah, Steve or something.
Have you read that? Have you read the book?
No.
Oh, you got to read the
So
book, man.
good,
I just
dude.
know my NoFX history.
It's so fucking good.
Josh and I, we got that NoFX book. Like, we both ordered it right when it came out, and I swear we had a race to see who could finish it.
Order it on Amazon.
God, I used to care way more about that band than I do now.
Well, believe it or not, it's quite an easy read. It's not. It's not.
Did this come out recently?
Yeah, like 3 months ago, 2 months
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
It's no Crime and Punishment.
I read it in 2 flights, so it took me like 2.5 hours to finish it.
Just like the history of NoFX.
As told, every
As told
chapter
by
is
NoFX.
told from a different person in the band. They just kind of rotate.
But man,
it's pretty cool.
It gets deep and like shit that no one knows until they wrote it. Like it's wow.
I'll be honest. All pretense aside, I enjoyed the fuck out of this
me too.
book. Like, and I'm not a huge. I mean, I like NoFX. I've liked him for a long time. I've seen him a couple times.
Training Wheels Punk.
That's all I do. That's all I. Garrett, don't look down on me, man. You're in my house. Don't look down on me.
I didn't mean to throw shade.
You did. You closed the shade, but all I know is Training Wheel Punk.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Me too.
I get the allure of like extreme music, whether it's punk, metal, whatever.
Oh, right.
But I've always just.
I didn't
kinda-
realize the room that I was sitting in. Sorry.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
we're pop punkers, man. Like if it wasn't
so
on
am
like
I.
you don't
I was
see
in a
my-
pop punk band, right?
My MXPX flag over here.
I actually
No effects. Just and we'll move on. One more thing.
Yeah.
No effects was the first. I know they are Training Wheel Punk.
Oh, yeah.
But I went to
That doesn't to diminish the fact that they're a good band.
right, talented,
Yeah.
good.
They
I
have
went
some good records for sure.
I went to Crossroads Mall when I was 14 or 15 to buy a Blink 182 album because a friend of mine had it. It was Dude Ranch, and they were sold out. And the dude behind the counter, like the pimple faced kid's like whatever, like he was like, I was like, hey, are you out of this? He's like, whatever, and he's like, you might like this though, and he like slapped down No Effects. I heard they suck live.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, cover looks cool. I mean, I was a kid with $20 in my pocket. I was like, all right, cover looks cool. It has that coupe drawing on the front. And I took it home and I was like, I'm fucking punk. this is punk, man. They're talking about drugs and you know, and I absorb that shit, man.
Yeah.
So
The first NoFX album I got was So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes.
That's my favorite.
And that's still my favorite for
it's
sure.
a great record.
Oh, dude, can I give you a high five?
Yeah. Oh no,
That's the best.
But it was a left hand. I'm a righty. So
yeah, it was rough.
I'm
drunk.
That was a training wheel high five.
It's a train high five. Okay, so no, Robbie and I had this.
That's still the best album for sure.
Robbie and I have this conversation. Not an argument. It's kind of we try to convince each other which is the best, and it's between So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes and Pump Up the Volume. Robbie's a Pump Up the Volume.
I like
man.
Pump Up the Volume.
I like that one a lot too.
I'm a song, but for me, So Long has.
Thanks for All the Shoes is, but it's hard for me. Okay,
It's a time in my life.
but then I think about it and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, it's a time in my life. But it's hard to say that's the best album because of all the ska that's on that album.
But the ska
You
is
just
like,
hate ska.
But the
I
ska is
fucking
tongue
hate
in
ska,
cheek, man.
dude.
It's All Out of Angst. That's the only song that's ska.
No, there's way more ska on that record.
Dude, All Out of Angst is the only one.
They have
Right?
ska riffs on some of them, right?
No.
Let me think. I mean, I can't just like recall this.
I
Right
mean,
now.
All Out of Angst has like fucking trumpet on it. But here's the
I
thing.
remember a lot of trumpet.
But
a
El
lot of trombone.
Jefe plays trumpet. It's funny.
Yeah,
Like, it's not. They're not a like Goldfinger. You said Gold.
Yeah. No,
People
I like
talk about
Goldfinger. I
Goldfinger
like
being a
Goldfinger.
ska
No,
band.
that's
They're
fine.
not
That's
a ska
fine.
band.
That's fine.
They're a ska punk band.
Sure, whatever.
No, I get it. I get it.
So yeah.
Punk band with ska influence. That's fine.
So talking about Training Wheels Punk and how I am not well versed in the kind of punk rock that you like with Crutch. That's that style of punk rock. Like I like it, but I cannot name you like 10 bands.
Oh right.
So like I played in a lot of bands with Ross Adams. You know, a Ross Adams punk band.
Yeah, you played with some great bands with Ross.
I know, I fucking love all of them, but they're very short lived. But every time we would practice, I'd sit on the porch and we'd smoke cigarettes when I smoked, and we'd like drink coffee or whatever. And Ross and Tim and James would just talk about these bands, and I'm just like, I'm not saying anything, but like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
You were in a band with Tim and James and Ross.
Yeah, Nesting.
Oh, I didn't realize you were in that.
Yeah, I
band.
played drums in Nesting.
I didn't. Did you guys play show? I didn't.
We
never
played,
saw a show.
we played a few shows.
Okay, I never saw that band, but that band was great.
This episode of Boys is brought to you by FatBison.com. Fat Bison Workshop is a tattooed guy in the middle of nowhere who makes custom hand-carved hardwood signs built to order. Mention the Boys podcast and get free shipping. FatBison.com. Custom hardwood signs. Bold, simple, naturally beautiful.
Well, speaking of Crutch, I'm in the same boat Josh is in. Like, I can appreciate it. I like some extreme music. I like weird shit. I like black metal and like I couldn't name 10 bands, but like if I listen to that, like I can. If I hear it on some good headphones, like I can wrap my head around it.
Oh yeah,
and be
absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, but with your
it
band,
has to be listened to the right way.
totally. But with your band, I have my headphones on at work the other day, and
I listened to Crutch the Band.
I went to Crutch. What is it?
CrutchTheBand.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, got to get the fucking plug in. But no,
I actually introduced our band like at a last show as CrutchTheBand.bandcamp.com.
Nice.
Marketing 101,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Well, anyway, I listened to the album, the newest. Oh, I don't know if it's the newest, but it's the one with Old Boy with the noose around his neck.
Oh yeah.
I listened to it start to finish, and here's the deal. The one thing that unifies all of these bands, whether we're talking about like a black metal band or NoFX or Crutch or whoever, I love lyrics. I love lyrics.
Yeah.
So I went on Bandcamp,
Oh, no.
CrutchTheBand.bandcamp.com, and every song I would click and read the lyrics as they were being sung by you and what's the bass player's name?
Zach Green.
Zach. All right. Between you and Zach Green. And man, I just want to say, like, you know, while it isn't my forte of music, the lyrics fucking got me. And I found myself being like, I fucking love this. Like, only because of the intensity of the vocals and the lyrical content.
Yeah, I just gotta keep it blunt.
Dude, no bullshit. I was seriously like enjoying the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Like, so much so that when it was over, I fucking played it again, back to back, 2 for Tuesday, but it was a Thursday.
2 for Tuesday.
I really did dig it, man. So
thanks, man.
Let's go back to our story here.
Sorry.
So no, it's fine. It's what we do, man. Fuck. You know this. What we
I know how this works, man.
So okay, when did you get into the bands that you have been in that kind of bring you to where you are now? What was your first band? You know, you're getting older, maybe graduate high school.
Okay.
Starting to get like a little more confident as far as like your ability, you know, writing songs and stuff. What were some? I mean, I'm sure you've been in other bands between now and back then.
Right. I mean, I was in well, okay. So I was in By the Throat in high school. But
sick, man.
Yeah, I went to college after that, after we broke up or whatever, and then I didn't have a band in college for the most part. I tried to do some stuff and it just didn't work out. I didn't have money, so I couldn't drive to like the city to practice or whatever.
Breed's like full-time student, like just ready
absolutely
ready to get the degree.
Yeah,
and get the fuck
and I
out.
lived in Edmond, and like I didn't know anybody in Edmond that liked the same kind of music that I did. So I
What
kind of just did like, and I was pretty like preoccupied with like my major,
What were you studying?
photography.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
a pretty.
that's all I cared about.
Well, that's
for
a
the most
pretty
part.
intense field. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to be into that thing.
Yeah,
and, like, do that a lot.
So I spent a
his
lot of my
photography
free
stuff.
time doing that. So, you know. But I mean, towards the end of college, Taylor Vincent asked me to join community pools, and I
Now, did you guys start that band together, or was it a band that
No.
you joined?
no, they were around for like 2 years
Okay.
before that point.
Okay, so
And
you
I
were the
joined.
hired gun, man.
Yeah.
Playing your green and pink guitar.
Yeah. They were a 3-piece up until that point. And then
So wait, so community pools was the first like thing you've done since like
since high school for sure. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Since By the
Well,
Throat.
that's when I met. That's when I met you was during that because I mean, since we're all here played shows
Yeah,
with community
yeah.
pools all the fucking time,
Yeah.
and I met you through those guys, and they said you were playing like, oh, he plays guitar. Had no idea, and you played. I'm
Right.
like, oh shit, this dude plays guitar. Like
Sick.
for real.
All right, so Community Pools was a band for a while. Like, I saw
3
you guys
years.
a few times.
3
Okay,
years, I think.
3 years when you joined the band. 3 years.
3 years total.
Total.
I was only in that band for like a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, because I saw y'all like 2 or 3 times in that 1 year. Then.
Oh, we played a lot of
Quite a
shows
few
in that year.
shows, yeah.
We went on tour that year, and yeah, it was a good year for sure.
So what happened? Like, because I was kind of curious. Because Josh told me about your last show that you went to.
Which one?
The last Community Pools show.
Oh yeah.
And so what happened with that band? Did
Just creative differences kind of thing.
right? Just
I don't have any active or passive part in that. It just kind of.
it just happened.
Yeah.
I get that, man. I get that.
He was the Pat Smear, you know.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're just along for the ride, and
Absolutely.
the band decided to be no more, and you were like, okay.
I was sad about it, but I
Now,
got over it.
how long did it take for you to jump from that into something new? Or were you already doing Crutch then, or was there a break in there?
I can't remember. No, I was in a band called Scathe before Crutch, and
Okay.
I can't remember if I think we started. Yeah, we started while Community Pools was still together. So I was in that band. That's a short-lived band as well.
Yeah, that was only like that was a
We played one show.
Yeah, one was that the shop show?
Yeah.
I was at that show.
let me-
I think
yeah.
we played that show.
Yeah. Fuckheads did. Fuckheads.
Yeah.
I want to be like,
Another great band. I
Hey,
played.
high five.
High five.
I want to ask, that was better. That was better.
Yeah, we nailed that one.
I want to ask an serious question, and Garrett, maybe you can shed some light on this. And I don't mean this in any sort of like dickhead way.
Okay.
Why are the shelf lives for a lot of these bands so short? I've always wondered.
I mean, like,
What is your opinion on that?
that one's different because our singer and our drummer were dating and they broke up.
Okay, fair enough. But step back and look at the scene and look at the bigger picture. Why is that? Why, I don't want to name any band names,
Right.
and in no way am I talking shit. I just wonder, in that hardcore, whatever you want to call it, punk scene, whatever,
Right.
there's a lot of bands that don't last very long at all.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I mean, like, none of these guys are out to like be successful or anything. It's just kind of like, I want to do this, so I'm gonna go do this
With whoever
and then
you
once
can.
once I do my demo, I'm pretty much like done with that kind of music.
So basically, like once it's
I don't know.
once it's on tape and out,
yeah,
and do a show like to show I can do this slide show, but hey,
Yeah.
I did this,
yeah,
and then it's done.
I guess so.
I really appreciate that. Like
It's I feel like, I don't know, like in DIY punk, I feel like people mostly do it for fun. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I
Right.
kind of want to do like this kind of project, and like I put out a couple records, and then kind of like I'm pretty much like done with this.
To me, it feels kind of like these like controlled bursts of creative expression.
Yeah,
Where it's like
that's a good point.
We get
for
the
sure.
friends together,
Mhm.
we do a tape or a
Yeah.
CD or whatever. We play a couple shows for some friends. They move around and have fun, and then we go on to the next thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, not talking down on that. To me, that's kind of
that's fine.
admirable.
It's
absolutely.
very much so. I wish we would have done that when. I mean, this is gonna make us sound old, but I mean, we're like almost 10 years older than you. I wish we would have done that shit when we were in our 20s.
Almost. I'm 35 fucking years
Okay,
old.
we're
dude.
two
No,
years
I
older.
don't. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to stay in a band for longer than
No, but when we were in our 20s, like the whole thing was like this band and this band, you put all your money into it,
Oh,
everything
right.
into it, and this is the
Right.
band and this is
Right.
it. And then when that band breaks up, it's like, well, fuck. Now what do I
Yeah,
do?
it's kind of like you just gotta feel it out, right?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and then at the
Oh.
end of the day, you have to ask yourself, like, was it worth it? Like,
no.
and we talked about this on another
it's
show.
Fun.
Well, no, I mean for us,
And
for
it's
you guys,
life-
that's totally
life
awesome.
experience.
Oh, like I said, I played in what 5 Ross Adams punk bands.
Mm-hmm.
As I've been told, that's what it's called, the Ross Adams punk band. And I've fucking enjoyed every single one of
Yeah,
them. I
absolutely.
love practicing. I love playing the shows. And in retrospect, well, when it was going on, I'm like, why do we only play 2 shows and it's done? That seems weird. And then now looking back, I'm like, oh, that was the perfect amount of time to do it.
I mean, that's not like my mentality to play 2 shows and then be done.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I feel like, I don't know, you get with, you play music with like a group of people and you feel out like the chemistry of the whole thing. And if it's just not working out, then you just don't play shows anymore.
Right.
I don't know.
And that's better than hanging on, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason to hang on.
No.
It's not like there's anything on the line.
But the thing, like,
Right.
and a lot of it's, I mean, it's
Literally nothing on the
Nothing.
line.
Well, it seems to be like kind of an incestuous, and I don't mean that term in a negative way, but the scene is very incestuous. Like there's people playing in various different bands.
Yeah, totally.
And some of those bands are doing, I mean, like Cherry Death.
Mm-hmm.
They have like 11 members in that band, pretty much. Did you see that spread they did?
Yeah.
There's 11 rotating members in Cherry
Yeah,
Death,
they
and
don't know.
I fucking love Cherry Death. I think Cherry Death is fucking great. But it's like,
It's a cool model for a band.
it really is. But when you're, if I were a younger man or I didn't have to worry about, I mean, I'm married, I have a full-time job, all that shit. If I didn't have that, I would totally do that. Because they tour
absolutely.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, we're going to go out for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Wish I could fucking do that. That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
they tour for a month at a time, whenever.
Well, that's really hard to do. Like, I mean, Garrett, just look into your future. And
Okay.
this is bleak.
I mean, I'm already there. I already have a job where that doesn't allow me to do that.
Well, you work at the Gazette, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you do photography at the Gazette, or do you like ads and layout and stuff too?
Just photography.
Just photography.
Just photography.
Just photography, man. So, but I mean, speaking of that, I mean, the band kind of shit. Like, did Crutch like had a write up in Maxim Rock and Roll, right?
Yeah.
Maxim.
Maxim rock and roll.
It's an
Oh,
offshoot.
fuck.
Yeah.
And then,
It's got some bikini babes on the
my
cover.
Hey, I've had a couple of beers. My last didn't come up at the appropriate time. Maximum Rock and Roll, and your photos from Everything Is Not Okay were premiered in that too, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
That's
Yeah.
got to feel pretty good, man. I mean, again,
No, for sure. Like
that's-
the maximum rock and roll thing is like the coolest thing ever.
That's something to
'cause
put
it's
on the
like-
old resume.
Yeah, that's something I've known about since I was 13. It's like that's like the pinnacle of whatever, like
Mhm.
punk rock. And it's like, yeah, if I could have told myself when I was 13 that I'd have my photos published in that magazine and my band published in that magazine, I'd be pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
Well, even when I was younger and being the Training Wheels punk fan that I was, like,
Man, you gotta not take that so personally.
I'm actually wearing it as a badge of honor because it's a perfect descriptor. Like, seriously,
it really
perfect.
is.
No bullshit. Yeah.
That's copyright Taylor Vinson.
Well, thank you, Taylor. Appreciate it. And I know Taylor listens to this
Future
show,
guest.
so
Okay,
a little
cool.
shout out to Taylor here. But yeah, I remember even like going from the God, I can't. If I even were to try to name the punk bands I listened to back then, you'd laugh, because we would all laugh.
Well, you said like 4 of mine.
I probably listened to those bands too.
Dude, I listened to some ska though. I can't even.
Oh, so did I, for sure. I mean, I still love Operation Ivy.
I did some of that.
Operation Ivy isn't a ska band.
They are absolutely a ska.
I did some Against All Authority.
I guess they're second wave,
against
I
all
guess.
this against absolutely.
But man, then I was like, dude, Real Big Fish is fucking awesome.
No, I didn't get that far.
They played green pink guitars.
I went to one Toasters show and I was just
They're still fucking. They play here like twice a year. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so here's the thing with Real Big Fish, Rob. I enjoyed Real Big Fish as well. But have you gone through the spot? Have you done the Real Big Fish challenge?
Well, let's slow down a minute here, and let's first explain to our lovely and talented guest what the challenge is.
Oh, okay. So the challenge is, Garrett, and I implore you to do so. Are you able to listen to music while you're at your job?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes.
The challenge is you
First of all, it was coined by Austin Tackett.
Austin Tackett. If you're listening,
He's not
thumbs
listening.
up to you. He's not going to listen. But so you there's an artist. You choose an artist, or an artist is given to you as a challenge, and you have to listen to every single album they've ever put out,
Studio album
in its entirety without skipping a track.
And that's the
rough.
challenge.
That's a challenge, and how far you make it.
I mean, that's hard to do with any band.
It is. I mean, hey,
I don't know if my attention span is that.
I've been giving myself that challenge recently for bands that I love, i.e., NoFX, Alkaline Trio. The Trio one got tough.
That's rough, yeah.
But the thing is,
Alkaline Trio has like 2 good records.
No, they have a lot more than that. I didn't stop. I kept listening. I powered through. Like, From Here to Infirmary is fucking great.
Yeah,
When
absolutely.
Good Morning came out, I fucking loved it. When
Morning's
Crimson
good.
came out, I did not stop spinning it. But that was 2005.
Okay,
Whoa.
that's understandable.
So in my challenge, I power through Good Morning. I'm like, all right, there's a couple of decent jams on there. I get to
There's a
Crimson,
couple,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I cringed for myself at
Like the Alkaline Trio song?
Yes,
I get it.
There you go. High five him. High five him.
fives.
High five him.
Hey.
There we go.
Speaking of cringe, if you do the challenge on Spotify, I noticed that the Alkaline Trio album, they misspelled it. There's a typo.
Yeah.
It's called Gringe.
Oh, no.
Grand Jam.
Yeah, there's a G instead of a C. Anyways,
But that's the challenge. So you go through all those and do that. So I did that with Real Big Fish, and I couldn't do it, man. Like what is it? Keep Your Receipt? That record sucks.
to me,
Jesus.
okay, like
Sorry.
I enjoyed Turn the Radio Off.
It's a great. They got the hits.
That's really probably the only one. The only album I really
I guess
liked.
Keep Your Receipt's like an EP, right?
To me, Real Big Fish is kind of the opposite of Sum 41, and it's all filler, no killer.
But I will say this about Sum 41. They got a bad rap, and I'm going to be a Sum 41 apologist.
Oh boy, here we go.
Have you listened to the record? They've got
No, I haven't
Wait,
listened
I was
to
a Sum 41 fan.
Really?
Yeah.
dude. All Killer No Filler.
I mean,
has some-
like, I'm that generation.
they weren't
That's
fucking
true,
around.
that's true.
They
I'm
were not
25 years old.
Yeah.
All Killer No Filler and what was the other one? Does This Look Infected? Yeah, absolutely.
Great records.
Good
I mean,
records.
there's some good jams on there. Yeah, I mean, but all
Wait, hold on. Could I do the shortest challenge of all time and do the Sum
Sure.
41 challenge?
do
I
those
mean,
two.
like, I didn't fuck with anything after
No.
All Killer No Filler.
Is
they
there-
put out. I
is
think
there
they put,
after?
Yes, they put 2 records out after that. The newest one came out like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's terrible. But I mean, I'm not saying like I loved it. Like, okay, Danny Dillon, who's not listening either, but Danny Dillon, if you're there, whatever. I was in a band with Danny Dillon and Matt Morgan, and I wanted us to sound very much like Saves the Day style, and Danny wanted it to sound Sum 41 style. I'm like, fuck, Sum 41's cheesy. And all I heard was like the MTV videos and shit. And I listened. He gave me All Killer No Filler. I was like, this is actually super good shit on here.
Okay.
So just so you know, and it's told that if NoFX is training wheels punk, like Sum 41 is tricycle punk.
Absolutely.
Or like wicker basket punk.
Like you're in like a bayonet, is that what it's called? No, bayonet's the thing you stab someone with. A bassinet.
I don't think Sum 41's anything to be proud about, but
No.
But nothing to be ashamed of. Dude, I like Korn. Okay? Like, I grew up listening to Korn and Limp Bizkit.
You and Austin Tackett.
Dude, okay, I hold no candle to Austin Tackett's love for Korn.
No, he has every record.
That dude has driven far away by himself
to go see Korn
on like a Tuesday night.
I mean, Korn is kind of tight.
Can I say something? Can I say something about Korn real quick? Okay.
Only if I can follow you up.
Okay, so I put on, for some reason, I don't even know how to pronounce the name. Fedasiria, the name by the Deftones song. How do you pronounce that?
Oh, God, yeah.
Properly.
Off of Around the Fur.
Yeah, that song was in my head all fucking morning on the way to work. I'm like, I'm putting that shit on. I put it on Spotify, and then I go, fuck it, radio. And I radioed that song on Spotify. Guess what comes on 3 songs in? A Korn song featuring Skrillex.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that's the new stuff. It's not...
I almost hit skip, but I go, you know what? I'm interested. Let's see where this goes.
Sure.
And I got maybe a minute and a half in, and I go, nope. It's a dubstep song.
Oh, no.
Well, they're older. They're just like us. They're trying to latch on to what's cool. We say, Garrett, come over and make us cool again.
No, but all they need to do is go like recreate. Not, I'm not saying recreate the first album in its entirety and they do the same thing. But if you play that style of shit, like we talked on that last podcast, Alex touched on, what they did was totally fucking different. No one else has done that.
Oh yeah, we talked about Korn on the last
We
episode.
did. Are you gonna talk about Korn again?
That's all I have to say about a funny story about Korn.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Crutch put out the demo, right? And we
Yeah.
played a couple shows. And then weeks go by and somebody posts a video to our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page. Crutch has a Facebook page.
Cool. Punk.
Facebook.com/CrutchTheBand.
I love that it's Crutch the Band.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the band. Or start another project called Crutch the Band. Anyways, continue.
And somebody posts a video to our Facebook page, and it plays our song, it has like this riff or whatever, and I thought it was heavy. It was cool. It's like kind of like a
which song?
Failure.
Okay.
And then they pause it, and then they go to another song, and it's Korn. God, I can't remember the name, but it's like pretty similar to like the song, the riff that I wrote.
So someone compares your song to a Korn song?
Yeah, there's like a similarity there, but it's not exact. I don't know. I don't listen to Korn often, but I mean that was a song
It
that I
may have
hadn't
been
heard.
somewhere in the-
That's a song I hadn't heard in like probably 10 years.
Do you know what they call that though? That's actually a phenomenon. They call it shucking on corn.
Shucking on corn.
I'm fucking serious, dude.
No fucking way.
There's a YouTube series where they'll play a riff from a band.
I'm gonna figure out what that song was called.
And then they'll play a riff from like a new band.
Yeah.
And it's all under the Shuckin' on Corn YouTube channel.
Shucking on corn.
Totally fucking kidding.
Oh, Jesus. You had me sold, man. You should do that. That's a channel.
I did see something similar.
Googling Korn singles.
Well, if it's from
I'm going to guess it was
Coming Undone, I think.
I was going to say that. Dude. But, okay, going back to Korn is tight.
Should we play Coming Undone as an outro?
I'm just going to
No,
play
Failure as an outro.
Oh,
snap.
definitely. Got to get them
our
plugs
riff
in.
is a little better.
And then we'll go into...
Better than Korn.
Yeah, probably. Oh, man. I mean, we don't have 7 strings or anything.
But speaking of, going back to these Bad Decision guitars, dude, I'm going through a thing right now. Like, I'm not playing music right now.
Okay.
Are you wanting a shredder?
I want a fucking 7-string, dude.
Oh,
really?
No. I do.
It is not worth it.
Have you ever had one?
No.
You answered that so matter of fact.
Have you ever owned an 8-string?
Yes.
You did buy the
I had the
8-string.
Ibanez RG8 with the DiMarzio activator set inside.
Oh shit.
It was fucking sick.
Okay, but what do you as
what do you get out of that? Like,
yeah, as a
like
minimal
after you
guitar
get
player.
past like, I don't know. I don't feel like those lower strings sound very good.
They don't. And it's all what it is you run it through the amp impulses on your computer and like you get all technical about that. It just sounds like wah, 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 wah.
Yeah,
it's all
absolutely.
pick scrape
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
so low that you can't even really understand it. But
Yeah.
there is a cool art to it. But I don't know. Like I told Erica, my wife, last night, I was like, this is the summer of new metal. I'm revisiting. I'm old enough now where, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck what people think.
It's coming back.
I'm going to listen to fucking Korn and Limp Bizkit. You know what I listened to yesterday? You know what challenge I did yesterday?
What'd you do?
Stained.
What?
Oh,
Why? Why?
I mean, that's a good new metal band. If we're talking about new metal bands.
You take a ring.
Besides the
He's country as
horrible
fuck now,
vocals,
apparently.
besides the horrible vocals, dude, I
No,
defended Stain to my friend last night. I was like, dude, their riffs are fucking awesome. The dude played like a baritone
It's
guitar.
just heavy, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
heavy. It's thick.
And I was like, besides the guy doing the whiny
And their
voice
drummer's
shit,
terrible.
I'm on the outside.
dude, there's a version of that with him and Fred Durst.
Have you? There's a
Oh,
video.
no.
They
And-
played the
yeah.
on the music awards.
That's what I'm talking about. And Fred
Yeah.
Durst did the harmony. And I was like, man, this is fucking sick. And then also there is I love going to, like getting on YouTube and going down like rabbit holes and just watching shitty videos when I'm hanging out by myself late at night. And there is there's a Deftones live video from MTV where it's Deftones and Incubus doing Be Quiet and Drive
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But then-
for the Little Nicky soundtrack, right?
on third guitar.
God.
On third
What a
guitar
terrible time.
is Adam Sandler.
It's fucking genius.
Adam Sandler is playing guitar because he's there to plug his shitty movie. And
I mean, I don't
That's
condone
beautiful.
any of this music.
Well, Incubus is also on the soundtrack. I think they do something else on that too.
I'm just like, Garrett, why don't you come over and talk new metal, dude? Hey, I tried to
And
talk
then
about
actually
punk.
worked
Garrett-
out.
Actually, what we're trying to corner you into playing
Oh, you
guitar
wanna-
in our new
but-
metal band.
You want to talk about Train Wheels Punk, but then I talked about new metal.
Yeah.
I actually thought about starting a hardcore band. And again,
Okay.
controlled burst of artistic expression.
Sure.
And
And that's okay.
this is how like base level I am, but I was like, okay, it's got to have a good name. And I thought of the perfect punk band name.
Controlled burst of artistic expression.
No, that's the name of the first album. The first EP, it's actually 14 seconds long.
Okay.
But
On vinyl.
I'm just going to run this by you.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be the authority, but
You're the authority in the room right now.
okay.
Vaping piss.
It's a good song name. I don't know if it's a band
We
name.
were talking about that the other day. Where'd that come up? Vaping piss.
From my brain, dude. I don't know.
Vaping piss. It does sound like a fucking. It sounds like a.
There's already been a band called Vape. I don't know if that.
Yeah, but this is vaping piss,
Well, okay,
Right.
dude.
like was it today or yesterday? I posted on Facebook. Is there a band called Poop? Because I was on my way to
I
work.
saw that.
I was on my way to work, just driving, and I'm trying to think to like no radio, just total silence. And I'm driving around, I'm like, for some reason, I thought of two things: party pooper, which is a weird thing people say, and then he called the shit poop. Like from
Speaking of Sandler, yeah.
speaking of Sandler. I'm like, poop. That's such a dumb word. Like,
Yeah, it's just kind of like a lame word.
you would think there'd be a band called Poop.
It's just a lame word.
It's a lame
man.
word,
It doesn't
poop.
sound cool at all.
Well, I think it was
Poop.
Clint Williams commented, and he was like, I saw a band called Shit once.
Yeah.
But to me, if
Shit
you're-
rules.
Shit is a cool band name.
Yeah.
Like, but Poop?
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's not very cool.
poop is training wheels shit.
It is. It is. But also, like, Poop is like, it's too cute.
It's very cute.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be like naming your band Pee Pee. But,
I know your band's
I
called
mean, I'm sure
I
there's
Go
bands
Pee-Pee.
that would, but
right. But if you named your band like Piss, like that's punk. That's
pretty cool.
That's
like
hardcore.
pissing razors.
Vaping piss, dude. Come on, get on board.
I think it would work.
I think it might work. I mean, I don't think that I'm like the last.
Tell you what, hey, shoot it at Ross Adams.
Yeah, ask him what he thinks.
We already put out an album. Actually, since I brought this up, we put out an album, played 2 shows, and broke up. Just a joke. Just a joke. I love you, Ross. You know I do. We're trying to get Ross
We're
on
trying
the
to
show.
get future guest.
Come on, Ross.
Being a prick
Get on
about
this.
it.
It's not that bad. Just
It's not that bad. All right. I just thought of a new advertising
Can he
campaign.
be our what do they call it? Blurb on the back of the book or whatever?
I mean, this is
It's
actually
not that
way less bad than what I thought it would be.
Again, keep
So-
it coming.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
liking
So,
this. I'm
Thanks
liking
for all the
this.
positivity.
No, we're going to run an ad in the Gazette, and it's going to say, Boys Podcast. It ain't that bad.
Ain't that bad.
Beautiful. But as long as you can take like a really cool picture of us, like we're going to sport like Adidas tracksuits and 7 strings.
Okay.
Yeah. And train tracks,
I'm on
apparently.
board.
That as a photographer, you really love taking pictures on train
That's
tracks.
illegal,
right?
dude.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
People do it
It's
all
a
the
federal
time.
crime.
Okay,
Federal?
Yeah.
So you've never have you ever been?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever been asked to
illegal.
do photography for people? Like, have you ever
Yeah,
done
but
like
I don't
Wait.
do it very often.
like quinceañeras?
Have
or-
you
Yeah.
have you ever seen a train?
Sure.
Have you ever seen Train the Band?
No.
Okay. Have you ever done a train?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. It's a sexual act, apparently. I've never done it.
It's an orgy, I guess.
Oh, no, I have
Well,
not.
what's where one person is on the bed, male or female, whichever, and I guess one, you just take turns, like you're got a number.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought a train.
That's kind of dark.
I thought a train was when like there were multiple people and they were all connected.
No, I think a,
Like
a train is
human
where like
centipede.
it's basically like take a
Right.
number and you're next. That's kind of think that's what a train is. Which
I
makes
thought that was
shit-
called the DMV.
Is that called the DMV? It is now. It
Ru-
is now.
I've heard the disgusting term like run a train.
Mm-hmm.
Run a train on that bitch.
Jesus Christ.
It's like in like a rap. It's in a rap song.
So dark.
It's in a rap song. I'm sure.
Oh, that makes it great.
Google it. Google.
I know it is.
In quotations.
I know run a train.
Hey, can I take a moment to thank your sponsor, Anthem Brewing
Oh
Company?
yeah, let's say that.
God, this IPA is delicious.
It's a great IPA. I'm drinking the Anthem Arjuna, Belgian style wheat.
Ooh, that's nice.
Dude, that was a glowing. You gave him. Hold on, Garrett, you dick. You gave a more glowing response to a beer than you did this podcast. You didn't say Anthem. It's not bad.
I just want you
bad.
guys to get your money or whatever.
No. Or just beers, the beers that we drink.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anthem.
Great folks at Anthem. So where did we stop?
Nice
What are we talking
folks.
about? We're talking about new metal? Is that...
Yeah,
Wait, let's retract. Let's go back.
What's this book you have on the?
Shadowrun. Do you play games?
No. God, I shouldn't have picked this up.
So
No, I don't know anything about this.
So you just
Shadowrun.
I don't know anything about that either.
It's just, I'll give you the elevator pitch. It is D&D set in a post-apocalyptic world.
Okay.
Where instead of relying on magic and dragons and things like that, your cyber technology, weapons, implants, dermal,
Is
external.
that the receipt to that book?
It probably is. I usually
bought this in 08.
Yep, I keep the receipt to every book I buy.
Good
I
for
use,
you,
I use
man.
it as a bookmark.
Good for you.
You know, reuse, recycle.
I think our guest is bored
Oh,
by
I'm
it.
sorry.
No,
Shadowrun. Let's go.
What's this dumb shit thing you got?
All right. What's the next topic?
That's. I mean, we're real. That's really
I'm
it.
sorry.
We don't really have topics, man. We
Yeah.
just kind of just go where it goes.
No, it's been nice.
Been nice. So we got Crutch. Got you guys in there.
We talked about maximum rock and roll.
Talked about maximum rock and roll. Talked about photography. Talked about all that shit.
We talked about impulse buy guitars, which we can all relate to.
Yeah, it's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So what's going on in your life right now? What's the future of Crutch? What's the okay? I'll tell you what.
What's the future of you, man?
Filaments. We haven't really spoken about
Filaments.
that.
I fucking love filaments, by the way.
Thanks.
Do you
It's some
guys
good
have
shit.
anything online to listen to yet?
We have one song online.
Just one song.
Yeah.
Give me your elevator pitch to Filaments. And go. Who's in Filaments? Taylor?
Taylor Vinson, Daniel Felton,
Danny Felton.
Caleb Montgomery,
No relation.
me.
And what kind of music is it? What are your top 3 influences from the last year? Go.
Okay, let's see. From the last year? No. I'd say like the influence for that band, I would say like Jawbreaker, Superchunk, and I don't know.
It's pretty much those two bands.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I saw a photo of you guys
pretty
playing.
It's like old school emo.
You're wearing like these cool like
Yeah.
Are those like
Oh,
Tyvek?
that's-
Are those painter suits? What are those you guys
That's
are
a
wearing?
really fun story.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. I didn't get to go to
So-
that show.
Yeah, we got invited to that show, and it was like, okay, so Houston Gandy hits. You know, you guys know Houston Gandy. He hits us up.
Is he the
anyway.
mullet guy
Yeah,
with the
mullet
turtleneck?
guy
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I do know the mullet
He,
guy.
yeah, he hits us up and he's like, "Hey, man, we're doing this like costume show, right?" He doesn't really talk like that, but I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
What's your impression of Houston?
Yeah, we're doing this costume show. You guys want to play it? And we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, costume show, whatever. Costume show in March or April, whatever it was. And then we show up and like, okay, I mean, before that, I spend like $30-$40 on these like chemical suits, these white chemical suits,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can have like a uniform costume.
Yeah.
And we get there and we are the only band and the only people in costume in that bar.
So he did he just feed you a load of shit?
I don't know. I still haven't been told why that happened.
I commented on your thing like Devo set or Devo
Yeah,
covers.
yeah.
Because it reminded me of Devo. It also
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
reminded me of
definitely.
like Refused New Noise video.
Yeah.
If you would have had
Or
on
like,
Halloween mask.
yeah. Or Beta Brains.
It was cool though. Like you don't see a lot of bands doing that kind of shit, which I think is kind of cool. Do you every now
No,
and then?
we did it because it was a costume show, but nobody else
but it
wore
looked
a costume.
But it looked cool.
Were you literally the only 4 people in
Yeah.
there with costumes on?
Mhm.
But at least you were in a band.
At least.
Because if you were just sitting there watching bands, you would have been total
I'm
knobs.
sure that everybody was really confused.
Yeah, but bands do that shit sometimes. Look
I
at
guess.
dude,
It's like an artistic...
So can we call Houston out right now and be like, that was kind of
Yeah, give him a call.
I don't have his
literally
number.
call them out.
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, a lot of good bands
I don't,
do that.
I don't know if he, like... I don't know. It
Misunderstood
seems
what
like
it was gonna
he
be.
was trolling us, but I don't know. I never got told why it happened.
Who else was on that show?
Oh, wait. Okay. Your mom
Mm-hmm.
and some band from Tulsa.
Well, you're saying your mom didn't dress up? Like that's their whole thing.
I
is
mean,
being
the front
we-
person
yeah.
dressed up.
I have no idea who your mom is.
Oh, your mom.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
all right.
Well, it's been a good podcast.
It's been great. Garrett, we'll see you never. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait. Yeah, these beers are delicious.
Anthem Brewing.
Anthem Brewing.
I'm at a loss for
Oh,
words.
so
I don't
like-
know.
so Crutch,
I'm still
right?
on your mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Crutch,
still
right?
on your mom.
Crutch
yeah.
or Filaments? Filaments?
Let's do
Yeah.
both.
I don't know. We're thinking about releasing some stuff.
Releasing some stuff. Are you guys
Yeah.
going to record it with Daniel?
Filaments?
Felton.
Filaments?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's in the band for sure.
Yeah, well, his I love the way he does recording and shit, man. It's awesome.
He's really good.
I go over and see him from now and every now and then stop in and say, hey, it's nice.
He's like kind of my hero locally.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I mean, fucking roustabouts.
Yeah.
So, the other day I watched a Crutch live video.
Oh, which one?
It was okay. Believe it or not, it was in a basement,
Okay.
and you were playing the camera. It was just one camera going back and forth,
Uh-huh.
and there was this black dude like right next to you.
Yeah, the J. Crew model.
And I had this. Okay, so first I fell in love with your lyrics and the intensity,
Uh-huh.
but then I watched that video and I fell in love with you
Thank you.
because there was this moment in the video where you like bumped into the dude.
Yeah, and I said sorry or something.
You turned around with this like really genuine smile on your face, like in between screaming your fucking head off.
Yeah.
And you just smiled at him and you were just like, "Sorry, dude." And he was
Yeah,
like, "No problem," you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, I want to."
I mean, he chose a really bad part, like a really bad spot to stand, but
It was like literally inches from the speakers.
yeah, and like right behind me.
Who does
So I couldn't
that?
like step back from the mic and like do my thing.
your whip around.
Yeah, yeah.
and the
absolutely.
mule kicks,
Yeah.
Jonathan Davis bagpipes, everything. Like it was awesome.
J. Crew model though.
He was.
Was he handsome?
Yeah, he's very handsome. He's dressed very well.
I haven't seen this video. I need to see this video. Where was the show?
Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, when you guys did your tour.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where all did you guys go on that spot?
Kansas City
Mm-hmm.
and Cincinnati and Columbus and Chicago.
Damn.
Wait. I feel like I'm missing one. St. Louis. I missed St. Louis.
So
And
was
then
this the
Chicago.
first time you've been on tour?
No, I went on tour with community pools.
Where'd you guys go on that one? That was a
Oh,
smaller one,
I
right?
don't remember.
Just the one you can remember.
I've done a lot of drugs since then.
Yeah.
I think about that kind of shit all the time. Like, and not that I've never toured. You know, I've played out of state a couple of times,
Uh-huh.
but it was always just kind of a weekend warrior
Yeah,
type deal.
totally.
But I think about bands that I used to be in, and I think like I don't even remember how to play those songs. It's so
No,
funny how
I
that
already
goes
don't.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, I don't remember any community pool songs at this point.
And that wasn't that
That
long
wasn't
ago.
that long ago, like maybe a year ago.
Couple of years, yeah.
And I'm sure if you sat down with a guitar, like you could maybe piece
Yeah,
one
yeah,
song
yeah.
together. But I went back and revisited a band I used to be in not long ago, and I was like, I don't remember recording that. I don't remember
But then you think about the first songs you ever learned how to play guitar on.
Mm-hmm.
No Effects.
Yeah.
Linoleum
MXPX
was one of the
for me.
first. Yeah.
Which MXPX song?
Oh shit. Lonesome Town.
Oh, okay, from the EP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Renaissance EP.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da-da-da. For some reason, I'm known maybe because I have an MXPX sticker on my car.
Maybe because of that.
Maybe because
Also, Green Day, Basket Case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone-
I'll never forget how to play that song.
Oh no.
Or When I Come Around. That's a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
That's the box, pretty much.
Oh, that taught you the box. Well, no, that taught you the box
dude.
plus. The box is like
The box
da,
plus.
Da, da, da. But
See, I'm trying to bust out of the box.
When I Come Around is like that's a ton of different songs. Like
It's Glycerine.
it's Glycerine,
Oh
it's
my God.
Wonderwall, it's fucking everything.
You guys are academics.
I'm an academic at box. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa,
Hey.
hello. Way to be hetero, bro.
I know. I'm sorry.
Anyway. Well, I guess this is a good time to end it. This
I
seems-
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, man, thanks for coming by. You were all right.
All right.
All right. No, but again, crutchtheband.com. Wait, no.
Crutchtheband.bandcamp.com.
No fucking .com. Crutchtheband.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Crutch the Band on Facebook.
I don't know.
And like Filaments, do they have a Filaments the Band
Yeah.
bandcamp.com?
You search Filaments Bandcamp.
What does Filaments mean?
Oh, you have to ask Tilly Vincent about that one.
Is it like? I thought it was like something.
What
to
does
do
it
with-
mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that like fillings?
Like what's inside of light bulbs?
Yeah, filaments, light bulb
Duh.
filaments. Yeah.
I'm dumb. Okay.
I don't know. He came up with it.
What about do you have anything for? Do you do personal photography or anything? Do you
Oh
have
no.
nothing for that.
Please do not contact me.
do not fucking contact me.
Not interested. Okay, well, thanks.